What is up, everybody? Welcome into Hockey Talk here with the Sports Lab. The Stars have just won in a shootout tonight, 2-1 over the Penguins. What a game that was tonight. The Stars finish out a road trip of 4 games to start the season with a strong overtime win. They finish it just how they started, in overtime. This time a little bit further going to the shootout. It was an absolute duel amongst the goalies involved tonight. Braden Holtby played lights out tonight. He 28 of 29. You can't ask for much more from Holtby tonight. He held it down in the shootout. Held it down in overtime. Overtime was back and forth. It was a crazy game tonight. What a win for the Stars. They come home 500 off the road trip. You can't be mad with that performance on the road to start the season. If you're ever going to have a 4-game road trip, beginning of the season is going to be the best time for that, as obviously at that time the legs are going to be the freshest, right? So Stars pull off a big win tonight. First goal of the game came in the first period. Pressure seemed to be mounting. Thought Rope was going to cash in on a couple of them. He had quite a few chances there at the beginning, missed twice, came back. They ended up burying a one-timer over to Michael Raffle. The Stars are up 1-0. I believe that's his second now on the season. So he's off to a quick start here in Dallas with us. And he's definitely a good addition here for the team. The second goal that came on the game, obviously from Pittsburgh, they kind of came out to a flying start in that second period. The Stars looked really flat to start the second period. The pressure was, built up. Holtby ended up giving up a fat rebound right in front of the goal. They potted it to tie it. That being said, Holtby was getting peppered on that one. He gave up a big rebound. He can't give up that rebound, but he needs his defense to help him out a little bit more. Other than that, though, kind of became a back and forth. Pittsburgh had a few opportunities in the third, so did the Stars. Neither cashed in, primarily just because the goalie play was very good. Primarily Holtby. What an off-season signing for the Stars on him to get him on the roster. Without having Bishop in because of him being injured, this is big to have on the bench with us. Or not on the bench, he's been playing. I mean, Dobie's been on the bench a little bit coming in. I think Dobie's played one game so far. Holtby's taken all the other games so far. Having a guy like that in Ben Bishop's absence, it's invaluable to the team. We would have liked to, maybe came home a little bit better than 500 on the road there. Maybe got another one to overtime, would have been good as well. Would have got a, extra point out of it. But the Stars come home with 4 of a possible 8 points on the road trip. Not a bad start. First game of that road trip against the Rangers, rookie Jacob Patterson comes out, got his very first goal of the season, very first goal of his career in the very first period of the game that he ever has been. That guy has kind of taken the world by storm, or the hockey world by storm so far in Dallas. He was a prospect that we had. He played in the Traverse Prospect Tournament, really showed out there. Ended up making it through a couple of cuts in preseason. Ended up being on the roster for a couple preseason games. Again, showed out there. He was more than likely going to be going down to the AHL, but with Jason Robertson being out, freed up his space for him to come back up. He played the first game of the season, made his NHL debut, scores a goal to start. The rookie's playing really well. He's got a good future ahead of him. He keeps playing like this. After that, they had another fast start in the second period. Radek Faksa dropped in his first of the season in the second period. Meanwhile, though, after that, the Stars kind of started lacking discipline in the game. The penalties started mounting as they started kind of playing. It looked like the Rangers were maybe getting under their skin a little bit, forced them to take some bad penalties. Got a couple of delay of game penalties that we can't afford to take due to those mounting penalties. Rangers come back. They drop, another 2 points or another 2 goals on us in the second period. Third period goes uneventful, no goals. Overtime. Stars cash in with an overtime victory again. Like I said, they've started just how they finished, so overtime win to start the season. We'll take that over the Rangers. We only get to play them twice a year, so it's a good win to take home. 2 of a possible 4 points against them this season. So let's hope that they, whenever they come to Texas with this matchup, we can get the other 2 of that 4-point set. The next game that we had was this past Saturday, Boston Bruins. We got them on, the Dallas Stars got them on Saturday night. That was the Boston Bruins home opener, so I believe we kind of got the best of that Boston Bruins team. Brad Marchand had a game. He had 2 goals. The Stars just overall looked like they were not there. That fire from the first game didn't seem to have carried over into that second game. There just wasn't a point in the game that it seemed that the Stars were really in control of anything on the ice. There was a lot that they could definitely build on from that game. There was one to forget. Hopefully they get the other 2 points of this possible 4 whenever Boston comes to Dallas to play. We only play them twice as well. Doing a little bit of a tour, I guess, of the Eastern Conference to start the season there. Third game, this past Sunday on a back-to-back, we dropped to the Ottawa Senators. I don't know how the Stars managed to lose this game. Ottawa should be a team that the Stars come out and win, 10 out of 10 times. It seems like it's maybe 9 out of 10 times now. Like the Ottawa Senators, I talked about them last week, they're in the middle of a rebuild. They are not a good team right now. The Stars just didn't look like they had it. I don't know what happened to them that game. Maybe they knew that everybody was just watching the Cowboys game in Dallas and not the Stars game, I guess. But they definitely struggled against the Senators. They went down 1-2 at that point. They've got to be better against those teams. They've got to win the games that they're supposed to win if they want to make it to a playoff spot. A lot of the experts are projecting them as like a second or third spot from the conference or from the division. If they're going to be a second or third spot from the division, they've got to beat the teams like Ottawa whenever they go up against them. Again, tonight does help, though. They came in tonight, ended up getting a victory in the shootout. Radulov's move was just absolutely filthy. So was Pavelski, both of them. Holtby was just cranking out all kinds of saves tonight. Like, he is a excellent goalie. I don't know how we managed to get him. I mean, he once won a cup with the Capitals. They eventually released him, moved on. He landed out in Vancouver, I believe, was where it was at for a little bit. And then we got him in the offseason. I mean, he had a .934 save percentage. I mean, or that's his last 3 games against Pittsburgh. I mean, Braden Holtby, I mean, he was the story of tonight. I feel like it was only fitting that this game went to the shootout, to give it a little bit of poetic justice, per se, for his wonderful performance. He's got a hell of a glove hand, too. He's made quite a few snags already this season. His glove hand is phenomenal. He's a great pickup for us this offseason. This past week, while we did go 500, we definitely want to, play a little bit better than that on the road. We would have loved to at least pick up one more point on the road, if not another win on the road. That would have been great. However, there were some players that definitely impressed this week. I think some of the depth players that we have definitely impressed for us. The first one was Mike Raffle. He had a goal tonight, so he's bumped his goal total up to 2 goals this season. I'm not sure if he cashed in on any assists tonight or not. I'll have to check the final box score, but he ended up with 2 goals in this first week of play. He's got had a +2 performance going into tonight. I'm assuming that's gone up to now +3, unless he was on there for the goal against tonight as well. But overall, this guy right here, he's came into Dallas. He's really seemed to pick up the team. He fits in well, it seems. That whole line with him and Foxa is just really good line right now. They're both popping in some goals. And that's who my other person is as well for tonight, as impressive players of the first week of the season. That's also Radek Faksa. I believe he had another goal tonight as well. He did he have a goal tonight? Nope, it was only Michael Raffle. What am I talking about? It was a 1-goal game. But anyways, Fox, I wanted to give him another goal. I think he had quite a few opportunities tonight. Maybe that's why I was thinking that. But he's +2 performance heading into tonight's game. Don't know what it finished after tonight's game, as that game did just end. He's got a total 3 points for the season so far. Goal and 2 assists. I mean, for a third-line player, you cannot be mad at that. Our depth players have really showed up, and they've helped us whenever some of our top guys have not necessarily done so. Speaking of top guys that have not necessarily been performing as they should, these are the guys that we're going to need more from this upcoming week. They've only got 2 games this week instead of the 4-game opening week slate. There's only 2 games. Got a Friday night game. That's the home opener against the Kings. Then they turn around and they're right back on the road again, going up to Columbus for a Monday night game. Seems like they're getting a lot of road games to start. I mean, if I were in their shoes, I would think that you would want a lot of home games. Not a home games, a lot of road games to start the season. You want to maybe finish, the season out at home where you're not having to travel as much. I think this may benefit us in the long run that we have so many road games to start this season. But these are the guys that I'm identifying that we need more from this week if we really want to capitalize to get the max 4 points that we can get this week. The first player is going to be defenseman Ryan Suter. We got him this offseason from Minnesota. I think he's going to be a great great player for us tonight. This season. I think he's a great addition to the team defensively. However, he has not performed like it so far since joining the team. I know we're only a week in, so I'm not gonna bash him too hard or anything like that. But through the first week, he's a -3 performance, and he's got 1 point. So he's been out there for 4 of our goals against right now. He doesn't have a goal, and he's got an assist only to help. He's got to perform better. He's got to be a better defensive player. I mean, a lot, -3 performance. You've got to contribute to the team better. Your top defenseman for a reason. He's got to play like one. Next on that list of players that we're definitely going to need more from this upcoming week if we want to get those 4 points in the 2 games this week. It's going to have to definitely be Tyler Sagan. He's quiet out there. He doesn't really seem to be very present in a lot of games. Not really seeing. He has yet to log a goal or assist. He's 0 points. He's been out. He's -1 performance. He's been out there for a goal against. I mean, I think this is just first week of the season. Nothing to panic about or anything like that. But if the Stars are going to be the contending team they want to be, they're going to need something out of their top players. There's nothing more of a top player than somebody that you paid $9 million a year to be that. He's got to step up and be it. Ever since he's cashed that contract, he's not lived up to that hype. Not saying that he can't. I think he's a great player. He's one of my favorite players on the team. He's got to perform though. Next on that list of who we really need performances from as well, rough first week, and that's going to be Rope Hintz. He definitely showed some signs tonight of playing better. He seemed to be in a couple places at the right time, just didn't really cash in on his chances. But that kind of seems to be his MO this week as well, though, is, he can get to those spots, just can't finish per se. He's got a -2 performance right now and nothing on the scorecard, no points, no goals, no assists. He's got to be, he's becoming a top player on the team, and he needs to perform up to that. Again, week 1 of the season, not really much concern per se. You're going to have these ebbs and flows in the game. Again, we started on the road, 4 straight on the road, East Coast time zones. A little bit earlier, maybe throws it off. Maybe coming home this Friday, going up to Columbus, staying in that central time zone. Maybe at that point, we'll see a little bit of improvement from him. But again, like I said, week 1 of the season, not everybody can score every goal. Every goal. So he'll pull together. Definitely, one of my favorite players on the team as well. Looking forward to him getting back on track. But we're definitely going to, as the Stars, need to see a little bit more from him if they want to be successful this season. Switching gears to the upcoming week. This week coming up, the Stars, like I said, they only have the 2 games this week. These are 2 big games, I believe. And in my opinion, we're going up against a very tough Kings team this Friday night. This is going to, they look tough at least to start the season. I know last year they were a little bit of a stinker. But they've opened up the season so far really good. They whooped the shit out of Vegas, beat them 6-2. They've also dropped one as well, though. I think that this game right here, the Stars need to make sure that they are limiting their penalties that they're taking. This team is very skillful on the power play. They're 50% going into their game tonight. On the power play, 3 of 6. Anze Kopitar, he's going absolutely bonkers already. He's got 7 points to start the season in 2 games. He logged a hat trick in one of those games. He's one that they need to make sure that they pay a lot of attention to. Don't let him get lost out there on the ice. Keep a body on him as soon as he's got the puck. Keep it physical and wear him down, and then let's beat him with the speed in the third period there, second and third period. Second game of this trip here that we've got is gonna be against the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets, they are a little bit more in a rebuild per se, but at the same time, they've got some offensive weapons that do make them a dangerous threat. They're not a Stanley Cup contender team or anything like that, but they've definitely got some offensive weapons that can get you a win if the team that they're playing against maybe snoozing that night. They've got Patrick Laine on the team, Jacob Voracek, Gustav Nyquist. They're all electric players, and really only so far, Patrick Laine is really the only one that seems to have gotten somewhat loose, per se, on the team. Everybody else is still kind of getting their legs underneath them. Some of their depth players are really coming in. They've got, I believe they've got 4 guys already that have 3 points this season. They've only played 2 games, or I'm sorry, 3 games, I believe. So, 2-3 games, 4 guys, 3 points. I mean, their offense is killing it. Their defense is a little rough. This could, turn into a very high scoring affair. The Stars need to be ready to play and get physical to take away the speed of that other team. It's going to be a very fast-paced game. I think this is going to be a game to really tune into. I think it'll be very entertaining to watch for all hockey fans, even the casual fan. You should definitely tune in. Also, what you should tune into as well is, our podcast here, our show that we got here on the YouTubes. On Sundays, we do the we do NFL talk. On Tuesdays, we do these quick hockey talk updates with the Dallas Stars, mainly just seeing what they're doing. It's going to be quick updates on Tuesday night, nothing major, just quick, 15-minute checkup on how the Stars are doing, how they're really playing. I appreciate everybody that tunes into these things, but, this upcoming week, like I said, they've got home opener this week against the Kings. Then after that home opener, they're going to turn around and fly right back to Columbus. 2 very big games. I think we can definitely take the Kings if we, don't make stupid penalties like we did in the first game against New York. Columbus, that's going to be a shootout of a game. Should be very fun to watch. You guys make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.